started.
Hi, Miss Cason.
Hi, Zoe.
How has quarantine been going for you?
Probably like it's been for most people. I mean, it's nice to be home. Honestly, I like being home more than I normally am, and I love being with the kids and the dogs and my husband and everybody. But it's starting to sink in how we don't get to see other people, and like the socially distanced thing, like at the grocery store or whatever, isn't so bad. But it is weird. Like it's changing my perspective on a lot of things.
Yeah,
I've got things beeping at me. Sorry.
it's
I'm
okay.
on my computer like a lot more than I have been before. So yeah.
What are some ways you've been coping with staying at home? Like, what have you been doing?
Let's see. Nothing productive. It's terrible. I am not that person who's like, I'm gonna paint a room and redecorate and I'm gonna teach my kids how to cook. I should do that. That's a great idea. We're still way, up to here in laundry and dishes and everything else. But something I am loving is I sort of being that I'm teaching during this time and also momming during this time, I've sort of started going, okay, what's really important? And that's been cool to like just sit with the kids more, play board games, actually sit down and have dinner all together as a family. We haven't done that.
Mhm.
During the school year, we're too busy. We're all in 20 different directions, particularly this time of year, which is show season for me and for my husband who builds the sets. We're not, we're hardly ever home. So we're actually getting to see our kids and spend more time. Um, More time loving the dogs. That's good. Dogs are therapy. They're
Yeah.
good. A lot more time in prayer, music, things like that. But also, and this is not to be proud of, but I don't care. Video games. They're
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
They're fun, and they're good time. Like they're good distraction. So my husband and my kids got me into this game called Ark. And so we've been playing way too much Ark, but it's fun, and we're all playing together, and it's stupid because basically you're just like doing chores in a prehistoric tech advanced prehistoric setting. But I mean, I'm literally spending lots of time going around picking up poop after fake animals and putting it in my little garden thingy to grow crops and like cleaning up. I'm like literally doing chores in a game. It's like super fun. And my dishes aren't getting done, but that's happening. So there you go. Probably not what you expected from a teacher.
Yeah. So speaking of the show, like the show time, so a lot of people have been wondering like what's gonna happen with Annie. So can you tell us more about that?
Sure, absolutely. And I've been holding off on sending out any kind of email that says like, here's what's happening, because it keeps changing. So the plan at this point, I am sad that we had to do that. I'm like anybody else. Once we got the bigger announcement, not the sort of, oh, we're going to be out for 2-3 extra weeks, which made me feel like, that cuts into rehearsal time. Curses, that's going to be rough or not possible. But then it was like, oh yeah, we're out for the rest of the school year. Then it was actually kind of a relief because I thought, okay, well, there's no more waiting game. We're not doing it in the spring, period. But what's great is we already had a summer stock production scheduled for this summer with Sound of Music. So we're going to move Annie to that slot and try to maintain as much of the cast as possible. And it's not a requirement. I mean, anybody who is already cast who wants to stay and keep doing it, they're in, and they'll keep their role. If we lose people, then we'll move people up through the ranks, or we may have to audition a few extra people. But then college students are home, kids who graduated, alumni. It'd be really fun to have them come fill in some spots, not so much like the leads and the main roles, but like in the chorus, or whatever, or little featured things. That'd be super fun for them to get to like come back and be part of that. So, I mean, God's going to do what God's going to do. He's been amazing always. He always is. But I mean, I get to see his hand super clearly during shows, especially in ways probably that no one else in the production does. And I feel so like special and blessed that happens. And I love sharing those kinds of stories. God has done so much with Annie that I never even thought of or expected, with the amount of the cast, the way things just shook out for how we were going to do the sets, funding, people's excitement, the inclusion of across all of the campuses, just so exciting. And I really feel like that's not done. He's got a plan. He didn't do all that just to go, and never mind,
Yeah.
there's definitely something that'll happen, and I'm excited about that. So I hope that our cast can hang out. Some people are moving. It's sad. That's really sad. Some people are graduating, and then therefore they're like, I got to work all summer long, or whatever. We moved the show date to earlier in August so that kids can finish, like our seniors can do the show before they need to go off for freshman orientation, assuming it's going to be what it's been in the past bazillion years. We don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. But at this point, like, we're on the calendar. Athletics and fine arts have worked out logistics. The set is half built already, and it's staying half built until we can get back in. So stuff's happening. The t-shirts have been put on hold. We're going to change the dates, and things, all the little details. There's a lot of details. But one of the cool things too is like the licensing company, MTI, Music Theater International, like right away they figured out, okay, this is going to affect our entire clientele. So they've, said, do not send things back, hang on to your materials, free extensions on all your contracts. Also, if you need to cancel, no penalties, things like that. So that's been nice, not to have the pressure of that ticking clock where it's like, we have to make a decision right now. We've been given lots of freedom not to do that. So that's a blessing too. Does that answer your question? Too much?
Yeah. So obviously we have to stay at home, so there's not really much we can do, but do you have any suggestions on what people interested in theater can do to pass the time?
Yes. Good grief. You could don't say I said this. You could skip school entirely and spend your whole day online watching nothing but fine arts. It's incredible. Artists have come forth like crazy, and they've done amazing things online. One of my favorite examples is Yo-Yo Ma, the famous cellist, like the cellist of the world. He's like playing a beautiful piece from his kitchen, like every day. You know what I mean? You'd pay hundreds of dollars and wait for months to go see him and sit in an uncomfortable theater chair and watch him for 2 hours. He's just giving it. Mo Willems, the really great artist who does the Penguin books, so Don't Let the Penguin Ride the Bus, those kind of things. He's doing daily little hangouts with kids, doing doodles and drawing and just talking. One of my favorite things right now for theater is Seth Rudetsky, who is a Sirius XM radio host and a Broadway pianist. He's played in every pit on Broadway, and he's been in shows. He wrote a show not that long ago, came out, called Disaster, and it was all about like big disasters, like natural disasters that happen and how people deal with them. And it was a comedy. So okay, that tells you a little bit about Seth. He is hosting at his house, like online kind of thing. Broadway Stars in the House is what it is. Stars in the House. And so like everyone who is humongously awesome on Broadway, Tony Award winning, everybody like Kristen Chenoweth, Kelly O'Hara, Jeremy Jordan, Wilson, Patrick Wilson, like everybody you can think of has come, and they're like from their home in their whatever room. Kristen Chenoweth did it from her bathroom. It was hilarious. She said, "Take 2 sticks to the bathroom." With whoever just like playing things for them, or Seth will record the track and send it to them, and they're just performing these amazing songs and having fun and chatting, and they're like in their PJs. It's great to see these stars sharing their gifts and sharing their art, but also being really incredibly like everybody else. And it's nice to be like, hey, you're amazing, but you're just like me in a lot of ways. And it's this great connection. Plus the memes, just forget it. The memes are so funny. You could spend hours just scrolling memes. I mean, there's just so much great stuff going on. People are using comedy to make this better. Jim Gaffigan, the stand-up comedian, is doing dinner with the Gaffigans at his house with his like 6 kids and his wife every night. Sometimes they have hot dogs. It's not like a big deal dinner, but it's like entertaining because their family is so funny and they're just like, hey guys, what's up? I feel like famous people. They've made a million hand washing videos, all different things. There's been all these parodies of songs, My Corona and things like that. Oh, so funny. I just saw a really good one from Sound of Music. That was the entire do re mi sequence like of the film, and somebody dubbed in different words and tried to sound like Julie Andrews, and it was so funny. I laughed. It was like 7 minutes long. I just laughed the whole time. But it's just, there's so much. Like, for example, my high school acting class, I just got an email yesterday from University, Mary Washington University, and they're going to live stream an abridged version of Much Ado About Nothing, which is a play they were rehearsing, with their cast, a lot of seniors in it, that kind of thing. And they're going to perform. It's a small cast, so they're going to perform it live streamed from their stage for anybody who wants to see it for free. And so I got that yesterday. I sent the invite to my high school acting class and said, this is a test grade. You're all going to come with me online, and we're going to watch this for an hour, and then we're going to talk about it next time I see you. But that's an opportunity for them to see some live theater, and to be supporting other theater people and all that, because Broadway's dark. That's never happened, that Broadway has gone dark for more than a day or two. I think 9/11, it was like 2 days. This is months, and that's devastating for the fans, the actors, the technicians, but also the theater owners and the playwrights and everybody. It's really hard. But what's cool is, even though these actors are struggling, they're not asking you to pay them for their stuff. They're not asking you, like the Stars in the House thing, Seth Rudetsky. It's all, you can donate. You can donate to the Actors Fund, which helps actors all over the country and technicians all over the country, like stage managers and lighting techs and stuff, who are out of work. This helps them. It's a union, so it helps them across the board. And people are donating, but you could donate like $10, and you just got to watch a little concert with Jeremy Jordan in his basement. I would do that for $10. You know what I mean? But that money goes to help, and it's racking up hundreds of thousands of dollars already to help people. So it's artists helping artists offering their gifts for other people to be entertained. Honestly, you could spend all day just going to all these awesome little things. Chris Hemsworth, Thor, he's doing workouts. He's leading workouts online. He's like, all right, everybody, let's go. Can you imagine Thor, our instructor? Cool. And then on a smaller scale, Miss Noctegal is a Zumba instructor, and so she's doing online Zumba classes with people in the area, and she's an artist as well. But she's like, come on, y'all. So I think artists are really working hard to keep everybody positive, keep us in a united frame of mind, and that's important right now. We need that. So I think more than ever, the arts are essential. So that's where I am on that.
Well, thank you for
You're welcome.
telling me about that.
Yeah. Check you later. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
You're welcome.